A very good morning to all dear my students. Welcome to our class 7. In a previous part, what we have studied? We have studied the plant structure and function. Am I right? So, our today's subject is science. Today, we will see chapter number 3, properties of natural resources. Okay, what we are going to study today? We are going to study properties of natural resources. Before that, I would like to ask you one question. Which are the natural resources? Okay, which are the natural resources? What do you see in this picture? Air. First one is our natural resource is air. Okay, second one is, of course, second one is water. Understood? Third one is our natural resource is land or soil. So in this chapter we are going to study the properties of these natural resources. Which are the natural resources? Air, water and land. So let us start with our first chapter, properties of natural resources. Okay, before that let's recall something what we have studied in the class 6th. Okay, so which are the gases present in air? Tell me that which are the gases present in air and why air is called a homogeneous mixture. Why air is called a homogeneous mixture? So what is the answer? Nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide and other gases are present in a air. Which gases are present into the air? Nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide and other gases are present in air. Why air is called a homogeneous mixture? Because air is called homogeneous mixture because it is made up with the several different gases. Understood? Why air is called homogeneous mixture? Because it is made up with the different gases. Okay, now next question. What are the uses of various gases in air? Tell me that what are the uses of various gases in air? First one is nitrogen. Nitrogen is a help living things to build the necessary proteins. Okay, this is the use of nitrogen gas. Second one is oxygen. Why it is necessary to us? It is necessary for respiration in living things. Understood? Third one is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is used in fire extinguishing. Argon. Argon is used in a electric bulb. So you have to find out that which are the various gases and where are they used. Okay. Now we will see about air. Air is all around us. We cannot see it. Can we see the air? Of course not. Yet we feel the presence of air. We inhale. Air is taken through the nose. Okay. We inhale. We intake air through our nose. If we blow on our hand through our lips, we can feel the air. As shown in the second picture, if we blow on our hand, we can feel the air. So we will see one activity related to air. Okay, air is so important for all of us. So know about the air. We will see about the airman. So let us do first activity. Take a stick and two inflated balloons. Inflated means fill that balloon with air. Now tie that balloons at each end of stick. Okay, what should you have to do? You have to tie that balloons on the both end of that stick. To the middle of the stick you have to tie one thread as shown into the picture. Okay, now what do you observe? what do you observe? Both balloons are in balance. Okay, now prick one of the balloon with pin as shown into the picture. You have to prick that balloon. What will happen then? The side with inflated balloon goes down, means in that balloon wherever air is present, that balloon side will goes down. What do you will conclude that? So whenever the air is inside the balloon, it has some weight, it has some mass. Understood? So this is the first property of air. Air has mass and weight. Okay, so we can see that air has weight. So now activity number 2. Now something interesting about air. Take an empty glass and bowl of water. Fill the bowl with water. Hold the glass upside down as shown into the picture. How they have holded the glass upside down and push it in water. What will happen? It may be difficult to push into the water. Push it more. Then what you have to do? You have to tilt the glass. That position has shown into the picture. You have to tilt the glass. What do you observe? Some water bubbles you will see in that activity. Understood? Why it is happening? Because when we are putting that glass into the water bowl, that time some air was present into that glass. When we tilt the glass, that time the air is removing from that glass. Understood? Now next activity, take 2 candles and a glass jar. Light 2 candles and cover one of the candle with a glass jar. What do you will observe after some time? What do you will observe after some time? The covered candle is off. The flame of that covered candle is off. Why it is? Due to the absence of air. Understood? This is about the air. So some important points about the air is a mixture of gases, as we have seen. Therefore, like all other matter, it has some mass and weight. Now second point is the molecule of the gases in the air are in constant motion, means they are constantly doing something motion. They are rounding, they are revolving in same motion. When these molecules strike a body, they create pressure on that body. To explain this, if we are in a packed room and 40 students are in one room, in one classroom, so what will happen? Some of they are fat, some of they are heighted. So what will happen? That space is less to all that students. So what will happen? Their pressure may be created. So the pressure of air, that we call atmospheric pressure. Whatever the pressure created into that balloon, that is the atmospheric pressure. So next point about the atmospheric pressure is same in all direction. Okay, it may not be vary, it is in the same, it is same in all direction. Understood? Now next about the great scientist Daniel Bernoulli. Okay, so we will see his principle and about him. Great scientist. In 1726, the Swiss Daniel Bernoulli put forth the important principle that the presence of air decreases when its velocity increases, while its velocity increases, and while the pressure of air increases when velocity decreases. Means as pressure of air decreases when its velocity increases. Velocity means the pressure, the rate of that pressure increases. Velocity increases, and while pressure of the air increases when velocity decreases. Means vice versa. When velocity increase, then pressure decrease, and pressure increase, then velocity decrease. If a body is moving through air, the air pressure decreases perpendicular to the direction of motion, and then the air in its surrounding flows rapidly from higher pressure to the lower pressure. Means if a body moving through the air, if any material is going through the air, the pressure decreases perpendicular to the direction of motion, and then air in its surrounding flows rapidly. If air flows rapidly, higher pressure to the lower pressure. This is the Bernoulli's principle. Now observe and discuss. What should you have to observe and discuss? Take some water in a plastic cup. You have to take some water into the plastic cup and hold a straw upright in it. Okay, as shown into the picture. Hold a small piece of another straw near the upper end of the first straw and perpendicular to that straw. You have to take another one straw and you have to adjust that straw as it should be perpendicular to the first straw. And what should you have to do? You have to blow the air through that small piece of straw. You will see fountain of water. So why did this happen? After discussion on blowing through the straw, the air at its open end is pushed away. Whatever the air was at open end is pushed away through that straw, and hence the pressure of the air at the opening goes down. Whatever that pressure of air goes down. As the pressure of the air near the upper end of the erect straw becomes less than atmospheric pressure, the water in cup is pushed from where the pressure is higher to where it is lower. That is in the upward direction, and water comes out in the form of fountain. Means what? When we blow that air through the first straw which is perpendicular to the straw which is present into the water glass, when air is passed through that straw, it goes to the down, and what will happen? That atmospheric pressure created, and due to that water is coming out just because of external air pressure. The more forcefully you blow, the higher will be the fountain. This straw fountain works on Bernoulli's principle. This is the Bernoulli's principle, as I have told you in this line. If a body moving through the air, air pressure decreases perpendicular to the direction of motion, perpendicular, that in that observation what we have seen, perpendicular to the direction of motion, that straws, and then air its surrounding flows rapidly from higher pressure to lower pressure. Means in that water pressure was lower, but we are blowing that air from our mouth, there where high pressure was there. So due to that water comes out as a fountain. Understood about Bernoulli's principle? Okay, next property of air is a dampness or humidity. So for that purpose you should have to take one glass, put some cold water into that glass. What do you will observe? You will see some water droplets are collecting on that water glass. Okay, why it is? Due to ice cube in a glass, the air surrounding the glass cools down. As the water vapor in this air cools down, it condenses. Condenses means when water vapors comes out, and due to the cold atmospheric pressure, whatever the water droplets form, that is the condensation process, and gets transformed into the water. When our water boils, that time if we are keeping something on that pot lid or ढक्कन रख रहे हैं हम, that time what you will observe, some water droplets are on that plate. Okay, it is the condensation process, means due to that transform into the water. It is this water that collects on the outer surface of the glass. Okay, the level of humidity is different at different places. Means during the night when the temperature is low, the capacity to hold vapor is less. Means if we are keeping that cold water or ice cubes into the glass, and water droplets may be less as compared to the, if we are keeping that into the afternoon session. Why it is? Because the whatever atmospheric pressure is less, the vapor is less. In the afternoon when the temperature of the air is high, in the afternoon of course the temperature is high, the capacity to hold water is increases. Means that outside of that glass water droplets may be more as compared to the during the night. Okay, now next one is the scattering of light. We observe our rainbow. Okay, rainbow is the form of scattering of light. It is the good example of scattering of light. In the next year we will see in detail about this, but let us know about the scattering of light in little but amount. Okay, white sunlight coming from sun, and whatever water droplets are present into the atmosphere, present into the surrounding, on that white light drops. Okay, and due to that some rays are reflected, that we see as a rainbow. So we will see about the scattering of light. Air is a mixture of very fine particles of some gases, dust, smoke and moisture. When rays of light fall on these minute particles, the particles spread the light in all direction. Means what happened? Into the air there are very fine particles of some gases, dust particles, smoke and moisture, means water droplet. When the rays of light fall on that particles spread the light in all direction. This natural phenomenon is called the scattering of light. This question will be asked to you all, so remember that properly. Now next property is temperature regulation. Earth receives energy from the sun. This energy is reflected by the earth in the form of heat. From which constituent of the environment we get heat? We get heat from the sun. This energy is reflected by the earth in the form of heat. The constituent of air surrounding the earth, such as the water vapor, carbon dioxide, absorb a part of this heat. Whatever that heat is coming towards the earth, that is absorbed by water vapor, carbon dioxide and give it to the other constituent of air, that is distributed to the other constituent of air. As a result, the earth's surface remains warm and thereby becomes suitable for the living world on the earth. Due to that, if all that heat is present on the earth, it may be harmful to our living things. So that's why that heat is distributed to the other constituent of air. So therefore that is suitable for our living world on the earth. Okay. Now next property is transmission of sound. All the sound that we hear reach us through the surrounding air. Whatever the sound we heard, that reach us through the air. The density of air also changes due to the change in temperature. In winter, the density of air also increases. Air is useful as a medium of transmission of sound. Okay, in this way we have studied the different properties of air. So which are the different properties? Atmospheric pressure, dampness or humidity, temperature regulation, transmission of sound, mass and weight. Understood? These are the properties of air. In the next part we will see about the properties of water. Thank you.